Hello, IoTeX community. We have a special treat for you guys in a Meet the Delegate series. Today we have the Droute team. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Sure. Larry, I'm Bob Rizica. I'm the CEO of Droute.
Hi, Larry. I'm Ram Krishnan, and I'm a VP of Technology Strategy.
And let me give you a quick, brief overview of the company. At the highest level, Droute is a technology company that's building sort of, if you will, the no-compromise network for blockchain. Essentially, our goal is to help power the decentralized world. From a technology perspective, the technology has been built out over the last 3 years. It really actually comes from network breakthrough algorithms out of Cornell. And then we have a bunch of MIT technology people on as we commercialize all of that.
So we know, Rob, you are the CEO, and Ram is the VP of Technology. Can you explain more around who the team is and how you guys kind of got started?
Sure. So there's actually a little over 12 people in the company right now, and we're growing. But the team got started because Ram and I had started a company before this, really in the CDN edge compute space, and we built that out and sold it. And actually, I'd started several companies before that, a company that I sold to Juniper Networks and some other technology companies that I also sold. And our theme of the work Ram and I have been doing is how do you take data and how do you speed the distribution of that data to allow the consumption, the higher performance consumption, the scalability around consumption, and really meet needs of users. So after we sold the last company, we looked around and we said, where's sort of the next frontier? Who's really trying to scale and where's the market going? And for us, it was obvious in the blockchain space. We said, you know, there's a lot of blockchain companies. It's changing. As an example, IoTeX is leading that change in how it's done. But if you look, you know, our market, the blockchain market, is going to go, I don't know if it's a year, 3 years, 5 years, billions of transactions per second on a global scale, empowering all sorts of industries. And when you need that, when you do that, you sort of need 3 to 4 key things. You need scale of the network, performance across that network, you know, cost reduction to enable the driving of the scale at a global level, and then increased security around attacks on the network. And we said we could take our backgrounds, our technology, and move into the blockchain space. And that's really what Droute's all about, helping to solve that, if you will, layer zero problem to the industry.
So do you guys want to dive a little deeper into what exactly is layer zero and why is it important for blockchain?
Sure. Yeah, thank you, Larry. So as we've been seeing, right, there's a whole bunch of great technology companies in blockchain who have been trying to improve the transaction per second at the blockchain protocol level. A lot of consensus protocols have emerged, great consensus protocols have emerged that trying to address the problem with the transactions per second. Then you have other layer 2 side chains, off chains. But the fundamental hole we thought that still existed is at the physical network layer, right? So when you have a block moving from point A to point B, that's what we call the layer zero, or a layer beneath the blockchain layer. So the usefulness or the greatness of our technology, or the platform that we're coming up with, is whatever benefits or the transaction per second improvement that the consensus protocols can give you, we can give a further boost up to that performance because of our network optimizations and because of what we are doing at the layer zero layer.
And Larry, just to follow up at that, when you look at most of the technology companies in the blockchain space, they're really talking about how do you expand the market, how do you enable use of the technology. But most of those companies don't really have network expertise in the business. It's just not their focus. So how you connect to the internet, how you drive performance across the internet at a global scale, it's just not really what people are focused on. That's actually completely our focus. So how do we drive that performance, and how do we reduce the cost of that traffic across the internet as you have that scale?
So from my understanding, you guys are planning to first test this technology on the test net and hopefully bring it onto the mainnet. Can you walk us through kind of your approach to using Droute technology on the IoTeX blockchain?
Sure. So I'm going to let Ram do that, but essentially, we've now brought the technology out in sort of 8 or 9 different companies to go prove everything we just talked about. And we're having great success. But our point was sort of you have to eat your own dog food, if you will, right? And so we believe by hosting on IoTeX platform and being a delegate and running through our technology, we get to see firsthand how it all works. And we then get to bring it to everyone else in the IoTeX platform.
Yeah, so the first strategy we are using, what we call network plugin, or what we try to call Droute Connect. And what we're trying to do using the network plugin is we would go into these blockchain peer nodes and try using a network plugin. We will improve the networking performance, improve the throughput, improve the latency and the network latency variation of a specific blockchain network. And we've done that, and we're seeing significant improvement in performance using our network plugin. And then after the network plugin, which we are planning to give to the community, we have a Droute Boost product, which will connect to our global autonomous network that we've built around the world that will deliver private line performance. And this, using the combination of the Connect and the Boost, we are able to deliver a reliable, private, censorship-resistant, global autonomous network that can deliver private line performance in terms of extremely bounded numbers on latency and latency variation and high throughput at business internet pricing. So our technology allows us, and again, because of the breakthroughs that we have delivered through this technology, allows us to provide an extremely cost-effective, globally autonomous transport, decentralized transport mechanism that can also provide security and reliability at the same time.
And just to add, Ram, and Ram sort of alluded to it, but for clarity, we have 2 products. We have Connect and Boost. And Connect is our essentially global plugin that anyone can use, whereas sort of network experts, we built these generic plugins so companies don't have to spend their engineering resources on that, don't have to hire network experts, and we're just making it available open source so everyone can get an automatic increase in performance. And you can stay that way, or you can connect into our Boost product to even increase your performance, security, reliability to a greater extent.
I mean, one of the things is our global network provides us, and I know that this is a requirement for a lot of proof of stake delegates, where they want private connections turned up and down in minutes, right? They can't wait for hours to set up link connections or network connections between the proof of stake delegates. And our Droute Boost product allows you to turn up network links up and down in minutes, which is something that you cannot get from any network today.
That's great. So it sounds, you guys have 2 products, Boost and Connect, that are both using this kind of proprietary, patented, and breakthrough technology. You mentioned invented at Cornell and implemented by MIT technologists. At a high level, do you want to explain what that kind of breakthrough was and why it's significant?
Sure.
Yeah. So today, right, when you look at the plain old internet, you've got links breaking down, you've got BGP routes flapping up and down, you've got peering connections going down, right? So the performance is not reliable, the performance is not predictable. So people who need extremely high performance, they have to build together MPLS private network. They have to go to people who provide such services and build end-to-end MPLS network. The problem with that particular solution is, number one, it's very costly, expensive. Number 2, it takes months to provision an MPLS network, and you just don't have the flexibility that the plain old internet provides you. So,
and it's for sort of set number of defined locations. You're not doing that for thousands of locations.
Thousands of locations, and trying to build together or patch together a global networks is extremely difficult because you've got all kinds of global carriers that you need to work with to patch together. And what we have done is through the Cornell breakthrough, we have solved a decades-long closed system packet network control problem. Essentially, we've solved the differential equations governing these closed system packet network, and through that solution, we are able to run these networks at extremely high utilizations and still guaranteeing extremely tight bounds on latency and latency jitter, commensurate with what a private network can give you. But because we are able to run these networks as high utilizations, we are able to provide these servers at an extremely low cost compared to a private line network.
Another way to think of that is, today when you run data over the internet, think of it as highways. You have no idea where congestion is, no idea where road work is, no idea where the optimum network is. Essentially what our algorithms do is constantly look in real time ahead of the packets where they're going in a decentralized way and clear the highway in front of you. So it's always a straight high performance decentralized shot through the network, optimizing the delivery time. Right?
Yeah, just to add to it, for example, if you have a link break today, if you have a router that goes down, today it could take minutes to converge on a new path, right? What we are able to do is we are able to converge with less than 150 milliseconds. So that's the benefit. So that's how we are able to provide you the reliability. We are able to reroute around the failed links and the failed nodes on routers in less than 150 milliseconds. So we are able to do that and still run these networks at extremely high utilization. So we are able to pass on the cost benefits, being able to run these links at high utilization. And because of our control system algorithms, we are able to provide you extremely high reliability as well.
And part of that from a blockchain perspective, when you have an MPLS network, it's a defined set thing from a carrier. Think of ours as decentralized. The algorithms run in real time. It's wherever the data needs to go, however it needs to go, without someone trying to control it. It's decentralized for blockchain.
Yeah, no, that's actually a very good point, right? And the other big advantage is, let's say you have a proof of stake nodes and they need to set up a connection between one another, because these proof of stake nodes get chosen at random. You don't know which nodes these are going to be. So you cannot pre-provision these connections beforehand. You've got to be able to turn up these links up and down at seconds notice. And there is just no technology or network that exists today that will permit you to do that, right? You cannot just do that. So using our network, and because we are completely software provisioned, and because it's also completely autonomous, you're able to bring up these links and bring up these networks at a second's notice. So we can bring up and down these networks extremely dynamically to satisfy the proof of stake delegate requirements.
And IoTeX is really excited to have Droute as the first network that this technology is really going to be implemented and tested in. So switching gears a little to more of the delegate side, why are you guys becoming an IoTeX delegate, and what are your high-level plans for being a delegate?
Sure. So there's essentially three reasons. First, we want to show the community the technology and all the value it can bring and how it can help the scalability, decrease cost, performance, and security. So we just want to be able to show people. Two, we think that the user base of IoTeX is going to be pretty innovative and pretty interesting. And we want to be connected and understand the needs of the community and how, as we continue to develop our technology, which directions to take it. So we want to be part of the community for that. Second, we think that IoTeX is at the forefront of third, we think IoTeX is at the forefront of proof of stake. And we want to be involved in that change in the industry. We think it's a change that has to happen, is going to happen more and more, and this is a place to be if you want to see that take place.
So that's all great context. Thank you guys so much. How can people learn more about Droute?
So there's a couple different ways. You can go to the Droute.Capital website. You can follow our Telegram, right, for special promotions and updates, or you can just email or connect with any of us from the Droute.Capital website. You know, my email is rrizika, RRIZIKA, @droute.net. And, you know, I'm happy to have people send me an email, give me a call, 617-470-1046, and we're happy to talk with everyone and grab coffee.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for your time. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, you know, both of us, and I think a lot of people in our team, cut our chops in the networking world. We build networking companies, we build CDNs, and I ran the messaging division at Bharti Airtel, one of the largest wireless providers in the world. Bob has started companies in the media space and networking space. He sold a company to people. So a lot of, I mean, most of the people in our company come from a very strong networking background, and we look forward and we look forward to bring that networking expertise to the blockchain community and the blockchain world, and we're very excited about that.
And final point, we're hiring, so both on the technology side and marketing side. So we'd love to hear from people who want to be involved.
Great. Well, the IoTeX community is very much looking forward to bringing on this revolutionary technology to the network. Looking forward to bringing you guys and seeing all the great things that Droute will be doing in the future. Make sure to vote for Droute, everyone.
Thank you very much, and we do hope you vote for us.
Thank you, guys.